What's going on, everyone? Another awkward solo podcast for you all this week. As I mentioned, we've got a little bit going on here. Part of all of that is changing how we do the podcast a little bit. From when we first started it, I was pretty opposed to having any sort of structure or format to the show. I literally just wanted to turn the microphones on, have a chat with some people and see where that went. And coming up to sort of 12 months of doing the podcast, I think that version has probably run its course to an extent. And I think we need to introduce something new and exciting and give the show a bit of a purpose. So the last week or so, I've had this idea of maybe introducing the podcast title a little bit of Can't Get Any Worse, because at the end of the day, that's sort of what started all this thing. When I first had the idea of stand-up and podcasting and things like that, I sat down and wrote out a short list of probably 20 names or so of what I could call the podcast, and I was just, tossing between them all. And then one day I think I had like a shitty day at work or something like that, and I just literally wrote at the bottom of the piece of paper, "Can't get any worse." And then for the next few days I just kept going through the list and just kept jumping to that one, and I'm like, fuck, like, it has to be that one, because at the end of the day, like, from what I was doing, shit couldn't get any worse. So let's just dive in and give it a crack and see how it all goes. So what we want to do is we need you guys to jump on board, which I hope you're all keen on. And we need you to submit your versions of how it couldn't get any worse for you guys, whether that be as big as like a life-changing event, or even just, a shitty day at work. We want to hear about it. You can submit that via email or DM or just send a voice recording through somehow. We'll work all that out in the back end and keep you posted. We want to get you guys involved in the show a little bit more to, obviously get you guys more intrigued with where the show's heading, I guess, with a little bit of participation and things like that. On top of that, we'll still be getting guests in when we can. And when we do have a guest in, we'll be kicking every episode off with their version of how it couldn't get any worse for them, which I think will be pretty cool. It'll sort of kick every episode off in a new way, and we won't know where the conversation's heading. In between all that, it's still going to be the same old shit talk and laughs that this podcast has been built on, I guess, which at the end of the day, that's why I want to do it, I guess. Just have some laughs, tell some cool stories, give some people something to listen to while they're at work or on long drives and shit like that. But I'm pretty keen to see where this sort of takes us. Another thing that I was sort of against from the start as well is pushing the whole like, share, follow, rate, all that sort of stuff at the end of every episode. But there's a reason everyone does it, and it's to get you into the algorithm and get people like Spotify and Apple Music and things like that pushing your podcast out there to more people. So you guys that are listening at the moment, if you haven't already, if you could go on your preferred platform that you're listening or watching us on and give us a rating or a share, or even just subscribe or follow. It's going to boost us into the algorithm a bit more, get a few more followers, and on top of that, that'll give us a few more stories that get sent in. And pretty keen to grow this thing to the next level and bring you guys along for the ride. So appreciate you all listening up to this point, and keen to see where it all goes from here. So thanks again, and we'll see you next week with the new podcast.